Death Talk, episode 10. I have some great, fantastic people with me today. Mark, hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Chris.
Hey, how's it going?
Caleb.
Hello.
You're there. And Casey.
Yo.
Cool. What's up, everyone? Glad to have everyone back on this episode. Let's get right into business. Mark, why don't you tell us about some of the things going on at DEATHWISH this week?
Cool. So the new BLACKLISTED album, When People Grow, People Go, comes out in 5 days on February 10th. We just got the records here last night, and pre-orders are currently shipping. So everyone should be excited for that. The album's streaming on Alternative Press. Actually, it's altpress.com, but it's Alternative Press's website. So you can hear the whole record there. It sounds awesome. The record's really great. And we're going to put a link in the show notes for their new music video they put out maybe a week ago, I think. And it's called Turn in the Pike. And the music video is awesome. It's really funny and great. And we also have pre-orders running now for Harm's Way, the Self-Defense Creative Adult Split, the Self-Defense TOUCHE AMORE Collaborative Split, Steel Nation, and Eternal Sleep. All these records come out on March 10th. And there's a lot of cool colors and variants available for all of those, so you should check that out if you're a fan of any of those bands. And we also have a promotion running on iTunes right now for Young and in the Ways album When Life Comes to Death that came out on DEATHWISH last year. It's $5.99 right now. We're also going to put a link for that in the show notes. And also earlier this week, we uploaded a new DEATHWISH Dialogues episode where Jake interviewed Igor Cavalera from Sepultura. I listened to this actually this morning. It's an awesome interview. Really cool, really informative. So just check it out even if you're unfamiliar or anything. It's just a really cool interview.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks for the update.
You're welcome.
Let's move on, and I think we need the theme song for this. It looks like it's tour time with Chris Martin.
Tour time.
Oh, beautiful!
Thank you, Mark. Thanks for that. That was good.
Oh, you're welcome, Chris.
You switched it up a little bit. I feel like it was a little different this week.
You did. You put a little pizzazz there.
Yeah, don't put me in a fucking box. I'm a renegade. I'm a creative renegade.
You're an artist.
Put some stank on it.
Put some fucking stank
All
on
right,
it.
tell us
Absolutely.
what's going on this week in tours.
Harm's Way is on tour now in Australia through February 5th to the 21st. Modern Life is War was the first band announced to be playing Bloodfest on May 23rd in Howell, Michigan. Doom Riders is playing with Fucking Invincible at Rolf's in Worcester, Mass. on February 13th. Young and in the Way will be playing Roskilde Festival in Denmark with Disclosure, Florence the Machine, Pharrell, and a ton of other bands. I believe there's like over 100 bands playing. They only announced half. That festival goes through June 27th to July 4th. For more info and updates, please visit deathwishinc.com/tours.
Very good. Thank you. All right, who...
Oh my god.
Shout out to Greg Cabral. Thanks for calling. It honestly really is him.
Greg, seriously, you know we're recording Death Talk
Should I
today.
answer it on the air?
Yes,
Yes,
answer
yes.
it right now.
DEATHWISH.
Speakerphone? Is there a speakerphone?
Hey, hold on 1 second. Hello? Hey, Greg, here's a surprise. You just called in the middle of a Death Talk recording.
Oh, shit, I'm sorry about
No, you're
it's
live.
good.
You're
It's
live. You're live, Greg. Anything you want to... Oh, he can't hear me.
I want to know if you... Because I haven't get a chance to order this yet, so I want to know if you want to know.
No, we're not running low on Blacklisted. There's plenty. There's plenty available for you to purchase.
Oh, okay, because I was on vacation and I just get back, so I haven't get a chance to order it yet.
Well, thanks for the tour update, Chris. It's been quite a week here, or maybe a week and a half. We have gotten destroyed by snow. It's been like the most ridiculous amount of snow here, and it's actually delayed a bunch of our stuff. Like, we were supposed to have Blacklisted records ready to ship last week, but the shipment not only got delayed by the snow once, but it got delayed again when it actually is getting delivered to us. So we lost about, I don't know, maybe 3 to 5 days of just waiting on those records. So they're supposed to begin shipping on Tuesday, but we're running a little bit late just because of the snow. But we'll be shipping them out very quickly. We were just waiting to get them shipped out. So everyone's going to be working extra hard this week to get them all out to you guys.
Yes, they are currently shipping, and everybody is going nuts trying to get them out.
So yeah, thanks for your patience. Thanks for ordering it. And if you haven't, it's still up for pre-order. You can still get it. And we're going to be shipping them out as soon as possible. So they're already starting to go out as we speak. But if you put in an order, we'll get yours out very quickly. And yeah, go give it a listen. And definitely, I think you'll want to order the record because it's fantastic. So we're sorry about the delay, but snow happens. I got so much snow. The snowbank in front of my house is about 12 feet high.
How's your back?
Oh, it's not bad. I mean, that's fine. I don't mind shoveling. It's not that bad. So not
your legs.
Yeah, you gotta lift with your legs.
Yeah, he's pretty cut. All that Wii Fit.
Hell yeah.
What you been doing? Snowed in? Playing any good games?
Yeah, I've been playing some games. Nothing crazy. I'll actually talk about one in my in what we're into a little bit later.
Oh,
but I'll save
my
that.
bad. I didn't mean to jump the gun.
Yeah, you don't want to jump on that. But did any of you guys watch the Super Bowl over the weekend?
No.
No?
Yes.
What are you, crazy?
No.
We won.
I
Nope.
found that out because someone texted me about it. That's how I found out that we
So
won.
did no one watch the Super Bowl?
I watched it.
You watched it, okay.
You didn't watch
What about
it?
Mark?
I had people giving me play-by-plays of the commercials.
Oh my god, you guys are a bunch of losers.
Yeah. I could talk more about the snow. The snow was really bad for me in Boston. It's pretty shitty.
Were you
What?
were you not able to walk on the sidewalks?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna get to. Like, on the way to school on what was it? I don't know, some day this week. Whatever day it was, a terrible snowstorm. It wasn't bad. There weren't any really bad delays because I was coming from like north of Boston and not south. But when I was coming back home, it took what normally takes like 45 minutes to like 50 minutes at the most. My commute was like an hour and a half because the bus was an hour late. And I gave up waiting for the bus, so I started walking home. And there was a point where there was no sidewalk, so I was literally walking in like 2 feet of snow, and like my feet were like in the snow, like, and I was just walking through piles of it. And then I eventually gave up because my phone died, and it was a miserable day. But I at least got to buy some Girl Scout cookie Thin Mints from Walgreens, so that made up for everything.
Those are sick. Those are the best flavor.
Dude, so good. Put those in the freezer, forget about it.
Yeah, it's even, I mean, walking is terrible, and even driving, like, you can't like see when you're pulling out of like a street or like your driveway.
Yeah, that's the worst.
I'm so glad I don't have to fucking drive right now.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
It's pretty intense. But we have a new segment. Caleb is very excited.
Oh, I can't wait.
You're
excited
Caleb,
too.
Are you gonna talk about how this came about, or do you want to discuss?
Sure,
that
of course. Yeah,
Do you
I'll
want to
do a
discuss
little
that?
intro for it.
Do you want to discuss like how it came about?
Yeah, of course. So,
All right, so I just want to say like, well, you know what? Explain what it's about, and then we'll
all right,
go from there.
you'll have a chance to speak your piece.
Yes.
So basically, the other night, Trey and I realized Rich hasn't seen any movies whatsoever.
I don't
The
like
prime
movies,
example was
generally
Indiana Jones.
speaking.
You haven't seen it, which is fine. You know, whatever. You're more into music, I guess, but that's like insane that you've missed out. Like, you haven't seen the original Star Wars either, right?
Yes, I have. I've seen
okay.
that. Yeah.
So basically, this new segment came about because we want to do film school for Rich.
So, what is the official name of this segment?
Film school for Rich.
Okay. Is there
Mark,
an intro?
do you have a good intro for it? I forgot to tell you what the intro was going to be.
Oh, I don't know. Mark, did you rehearse one?
I think Mark's Frozen.
You should have him watch
Alright.
Frozen.
intro next week. Get pumped. So basically, the format of this is going to be each week or every 2 weeks, whatever, I'm going to assign Rich a movie to watch, like a classic movie, and he's going to give his pre-review and his post-review. So, and he's not going to know the movie until live when we're recording. So you don't know what you're going to watch this week, right?
No.
All right. So good. Oh, and before I announce what movie, I just want to say this isn't going to be like us shitting on Rich because, oh, you haven't seen this movie? Whatever. This is a gift. This is a pure, unjaded opinion on movies that everyone has seen and everyone and their brother has opinion on. So we're gonna get to nurture Rich like a younger brother and just curate the best things for him to see possible. So this week, Trey and I decided you're gonna watch Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction.
Yes. What do
You
you
haven't
think?
seen Pulp Fiction?
No,
What
I
are your
haven't seen Pulp Fiction.
What's wrong with you, dude?
All right. So
Doesn't he
Rich,
say like?
give us your thoughts on Pulp Fiction.
Okay, the only thing I know about that movie is wait, all right. John Travolta's in it, right?
Yep.
Uma Thurman, is she in it?
Yep.
All right. Don't they say something about like a quarter pounder with cheese?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Um,
That's good.
they like
So-
they like smoking cigarettes in the movie.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. I think that's about it. That's all I know
That's
about
it?
the movie. Yeah, I've never.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, that was pretty good for
The
not
Pulp
seeing it.
Fiction.
I mean, you don't
is-
even need to watch it anymore. That's basically it.
I haven't seen anything at all about I've never seen the movie. I've
There-
seen like a trailer maybe for it, but I've never even seen
Well, I mean-
it on like TV or anything.
Well, that's
So-
that's the thing. There's so many cultural references in that movie that are just like ingrained in everybody. Like you knew them
Oh,
without
wait.
even seeing the movie, and
Quentin-
you're gonna you're
Quentin
gonna realize a
Tarantino
bunch
did it,
more
right?
when you watch it too.
Quentin Tarantino did it.
Nailed it. You got it.
All right, and you know what? I've seen that other movie that Uma Thurman's in. What's that other one where she wears the yellow jumpsuit?
Kill
thing?
Bill.
Kill Bill. Yeah, I've seen that.
Both of them? There's two.
Oh man, probably maybe.
Probably the first.
Yeah. So okay, I'll watch that. That should be
All
fun.
right. So next week. Oh, and I encourage anybody listening, if they haven't seen it or even if they have, watch it again, and yeah,
We're gonna discuss it. We're gonna.
yeah.
I'm gonna.
Rich,
am I gonna give
you're
a
gonna
review?
you're gonna give your actual review next week, and then I'm gonna assign you the next film.
Okay. All right. So let me just to give the people an idea. I haven't seen many movies at all, which is why we're doing this segment. So I was never into them. It was just never my thing. Like I never really went to the movies. Once in a while I would, but nothing crazy. I could probably name every movie I've seen at a movie theater.
That's insane.
What's
Yeah.
your favorite movie?
My favorite movie of all time?
Yeah, I already know this, but I want everyone else
Independence
to hear.
Day.
What?
Yeah, it's the best movie.
Wow.
Name a few others.
Off the top of my head, Hunger Games.
Mm-hmm. What's the third?
Oh man, this is gonna.
Come on, I know it. You know it.
Probably another Will Smith movie. I like Will Smith.
Hitch.
No, the Michael Bay. Come on.
Oh, Transformers, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I like the
Dude.
Transformers cartoon when I was a kid. I used to watch that all the time.
So
Alright.
like the movies are like nostalgia for you?
Exactly, yeah.
Cool.
Exactly.
Well, Rich, I can't wait. I hope to get you really excited on movies.
All right. I will be watching Pulp Fiction and give you my review.
Can't wait.
Very good. All right. Well, then next week you're going to give me another one. Or the next
Yes.
episode.
I am.
All right. Very good.
I have an Evernote list that's like hundreds and hundreds of movies. So
This is going to take a while.
yeah,
I'm glad. I'm actually very excited that I'm doing this because it's like I've always wanted to get into movies, but it's like if someone doesn't tell me that I have to watch it, then I just probably won't. So
cool.
this
That's
is
good.
almost
You
like
have a reason to watch it.
exactly. This is almost like a way for me to. It's almost like an assignment that I have to do. It's for work.
Yeah, it's film school. It's a class. You have to write a thesis
you
at
can-
the end of the podcast.
So I'm glad I get to do this. So
Yeah.
all right.
You can clock in for it too.
Yeah.
Plus, this is
Yeah.
exciting because like all of these like ingrained things everyone knows, you're gonna start realizing like, oh, that's from that movie.
Yeah, I really don't know much at all about. I mean, I know the. I don't even know what the story's about, to be honest.
You're gonna love it. I think it's good. I think
Yeah,
everyone can appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah, I think you'll like this one. There's a few on my list that you're gonna hate, but I'm gonna make you watch anyway. It'll be fun.
All right. Very cool. So, yeah, next week or next episode we will talk about the my review of Pulp Fiction. All right, Casey, let's do some cool new tunes. Mark, let the kids know that it's the cool new tune segment.
Come and fucking
Damn, dude. That's sick.
Wow. Okay, that was a
All right,
different one.
All right, I'll thank you for the introduction, Mark. That was amazing. I don't know how I'm possibly going to top that in enthusiasm, but I'll do my best. All right, so we got some cool new tunes this week. We've got the Drop Dead BRAINOIL split. This came out on Armageddon, as well as another split from Drop Dead with Unholy Grave. Both those were released by Armageddon, which is a cool record store and label based out of Providence and Boston. We also have the Give Sonic Bloom EP that just came out from Revelation Records, and also we'll be getting the Electric Flower Circus LP from Give soon. We have a new LP in from HEIRESS of Great Sorrow, which got released by Mylene Sheath. 2 years ago we put out a record for them called Early Frost, which we have copies of available still in our store if you'd be interested in getting that as well. We also have a new split by Joyce Manor, Joyce Manor, Joyce Manor, Joyce Manor, Joyce Manor, Joyce Manor. Toys That Kill that came out on Recess Records. We have the Uniform self-titled LP, which is a new no-wave band. The release came out on Beggar's Tomb. It has this guy named Michael Bearden from Veins and Drunk Driver in it. We also have the XIBALBA Tierra y Libertad LP from Southern Lord, which is always cool to me. I'm a big fan of that XIBALBA. And that's all we got for cool new tunes. We have some other records that are also available on our store. If you're interested in checking that out, go to store.deathwishinc.com.
Very cool. Very cool. We got some questions this week. So, again, if you want to ask us a question, feel free to email us, deathtalk@deathwishinc.com. Or a lot of people seem to like the hashtag AskDeathTalk, so you can use that on Twitter. Or I've seen some Instagrams with that as well. But, so yeah, you can use it there. And we check that all the time. So if we see a question that we want to answer and you sent one in, we'll answer it for you. So here's the first one here. I'm not even going to be able to answer this one. Oh, wait. I can answer this one. All right. Listener Nick asks, if you guys could bring back from the dead a band that you never got to see, who would it be? Does he mean like an actual, like a band that died, or like a band that broke up?
I think since he said a band back from the dead, he probably just means that they broke up, but I guess it doesn't really matter.
Okay. Do any of you guys have a band that you never got to see that you really would like to see?
Yes.
Who's that?
I really would like to see Cursed. I never got to see them.
Oh, that's a good one. I never got to see them either.
Yeah, I got into them after they broke up, and I would love to see them play again. There's definitely some other bands that I could think of, but they're the first one off the top of my head that I'd probably still like pay to travel like pretty much anywhere to see them, because I loved them so much when I was younger and still really like them. Yeah, I think that's probably the one that I'm going to go with.
Cool. Anyone else?
I would love to see Fugazi.
Oh, damn. True.
Led Zeppelin. I don't know. There's so many.
Yeah, actually, I'll say I would like to see Embrace. That would have been cool.
That would be awesome. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, that would be a really cool band to see. I obviously never got to see them.
Yeah. I wasn't even fucking born.
I was wanting to like make another record. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I got to see this band once, but like it was a really long time ago. But another Deathwish band. But I really want to see Killing the Dream again. I only got to see them once, and I wish I got to see them more. I think I saw them at maybe the first or second This Is Hardcore. But
True.
I would love. They're one of my faves. So
Nice.
I would like to see them play again.
I'd love to see Gil's World.
Backstab, actually.
Fuck
Okay.
that. Gil's World.
Mark, Chris, any bands you'd want to see?
This is very stereotypical, and I feel like this is what a lot of people would say, but I would honestly shit myself if I could ever see the Beatles.
That's a solid answer.
You
I thought
know,
you were going to
like,
say I thought you were going to say Destiny's Child.
Oh,
Oh, that would be on par, like the same level. You could do a Venn diagram of cultural impact between Destiny's Child and the Beatles, and I think it'd match up pretty evenly.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. I thought of a good one. I'd really love to see Pink Floyd. Like, that would be
awesome.
so sick. Damn.
Very cool.
Yeah, there's so many.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, now that, like, once Caleb said Led Zeppelin, I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot about, like, that era of bands.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey,
there's so
Caleb,
many of...
we talked about this like a week ago. Didn't you really want to see Alien Ant Farm again?
You had to out me, man.
Wait, again?
Yeah, dude.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Caleb was saying that he would love to just see Creed come back and just bring it back in
every
full
day.
force.
Oh, I thought of one. Me and my friend Ryan were going to go see Codeine play on their reunion tour,
Another
and for some reason we were like, we were going to go, and then we just decided to hang out with our friends like at their house. And then the next day we were just like, what the fuck? Why did we do... Because we just figured, oh, whatever. They're probably going to tour again. Like, they're just reuniting. Like, it's going to be like one of those bands. They still haven't played again, and I'm so
that's a
bummed. They're
bummer.
probably never going to play again. Ugh. Kills me to this day.
Yeah, there's a lot. We could probably go on
hey,
for
Casey,
hours.
Casey, you got to see Slint.
Yeah, that's true. I did get to see Slint. That was incredible.
That would
And,
be on the list if they,
yeah.
didn't just recently tour or play a few shows, whatever.
I feel like... I don't know. I can see them. I feel like they reunite every, like, 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, there's probably a lot. We go on for hours about
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
But all right, here's another one. Here's another one from Father Figure at Heretics Fork on Twitter. Good book recommendations. I'm definitely not answering this because I don't think I've ever read a book.
Wow.
I dislike reading so much, and I dislike reading books. I'll read magazines. I read the internet all the time. That counts, right?
Yeah.
I don't think
It
that's
counts
what he
as
means.
reading, but it
But-
doesn't count as a book.
I'm pretty sure I've never read an entire book.
No way.
I'm pretty sure.
That should be another segment.
No, I don't like
new
re-
segment.
I used to like. I
Yeah,
remember I
English
had
lit
to
for
get like
Rich.
Cliff Notes all the time.
Rich, what about like summer reading like in elementary school?
Never
Do you
did it. Never did. I bullshitted my way through all that stuff.
I thought
Holy
summer reading
shit.
was dumb.
I'm pretty
Rich,
sure I
what
never read a
year-
book and I graduated
what?
college.
Oh my god.
I have a degree.
I'll say this: I wish I read more. I haven't read that many books. Like, but I don't know. Like, I had to like read, and I did pretty terrible in school, and I like still had to read a book to like do something. You know what I mean? Like to like pass a class. or
Yeah, I
something.
mean maybe I'm
Yeah.
exaggerating, but like I really can't
You
tell
must
you.
be.
I really
Well,
can't
alright.
tell you a
Rich,
book I read.
Well, even if you did, I guess if you read it and you don't remember it, you didn't really read it because you
Exactly.
don't fucking remember
Exactly.
anything about it.
Exactly.
I will say Rich graduated from a college that I went to for one semester, and my mom later sent me an email that had a list of the top worst schools in the country, and it was the #1 school.
Hey, that's bullshit.
No way. It's a scam. It's a for-profit college. It
Dude,
sucks.
look at me now.
Did anyone answer the book question yet?
Yeah, Casey. Casey's the only one that reads books, I think.
All right, I'll answer the book question. I'll do 2 books.
Oh my God.
Rod McEwen's Lonesome Cities is my favorite collection of love poems. It's really cool. He used to be a close friend of Frank Sinatra, and he actually used to be a musician too. And at the time, he was probably like one of the most popular poets in America, which is kind of strange because that like poets aren't generally like seen as like stars. But I think it helped that he also was like writing songs for really popular musicians at the time. But Lonesome Cities is a really cool collection of love poems. There's a lot of like really like sexual poems, but it's written in like ways that aren't terribly corny, but he'll be like describing like the pubic hair around a vagina, but it's still not like, it's somehow like really classy. I don't know. That's a really cool book that I like a lot. And then In Watermelon Sugar by Richard Brodigan is a short book about these people living on a commune. It's like, I guess like it's definitely fiction, but I dare say it's like surrealist. I don't know. It's really interesting. It's really short. If you have the time to read something like that and the patience to read something kind of weird, it's a really rewarding, interesting experience. So those are cool books.
I will say that I haven't necessarily read a book, like physically read a book, but I've listened to a good amount of audiobooks on my long commute to work. And I just recently listened, this is like a totally different thing than what Casey was talking about, but I just listened to Amy Poehler just wrote a book, and it's really funny. It just pretty much talks about like her life and her career, and it's called Yes Please, and I laughed a lot, so you should check that out.
That's tight. Amy Poehler's cool.
She talks about like Parks and Recreation a lot and a Saturday Night Live. It's pretty funny.
Sick.
I'm no avid reader, but pretty much the only author I read multiple books from is Cormac McCarthy. He does a lot of awesome like westerns. He did Blood Meridian, No Country for Old Men, The Crossing. Yeah, check him out.
Caleb's favorite author is actually Robert Kirkman.
Yes, that too. I read a lot of comics, but
yeah, just Walking Dead and Invincible.
Yep.
And wait, who wrote 50 Shades of Grey? Don't you like him too?
Oh yeah. I think it was.
Was that? Wait, no, actually, that was J.K. Rowling who wrote 50 Shades of Grey. I'm sorry.
not quite.
Caleb,
but
aren't you a part of Oprah's book clubs?
Yeah.
That's what I
Twilight, 50 Shades of Grey.
All right, let's move on. Andrew Clark at Start Today 09 asks, how did you initially get into hardcore? What were the introductory bands? Anyone want to start?
Ooh. No, I'll go last.
I think mine. It's tough to like nail down.
Didn't we kind of do this with like first shows? Isn't
yeah,
that
kind of. But I think I have to. I think it was
Because this could be like someone like showing you a tape or something.
Yeah,
like
you know what? I think it was like for me. I think it was like Hatebreed, or I think it might have even been Glassjaw, where I just like listened to Glassjaw
Hatebreed,
and I got
definitely.
into it, like into hardcore that way. So I don't remember.
Hatebreed is the one for me.
Hatebreed's one for you?
I don't know if they were the first. Actually, they might have been like one of the first hardcore bands I saw. Like, I don't
had
know.
this one friend who had an older brother who was all about Hatebreed, and therefore that like trickled down to me, and I got into it that way.
I remember when I was younger, people always talking about Bane because everyone would talk about myths of Bane being in Worcester, and then I didn't know what that was. And I remember my brother just had CDs, so then I would ask him what it was.
Cool.
Yeah, I can't think of any. I mean, I can't think of like the first band. I remember like this kid who I was friends with in middle school had an older brother who was really into like metalcore and stuff. He showed me like a bunch of bands, and I hated Dillinger Escape Plan, but I liked Horse the Band. And so that was my first like favorite band that I guess had like screaming. And I always think back, like, what if I liked Dillinger Escape Plan when I was in middle school? Like, what could have possibly happened? But then again, I had dinner with a friend last night, and she said that she got into like crusty punk when she was 12. And I'm just like,
what?
God damn it. Like, I wish that I had like that sort of introduction that early. That would be so weird to like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think for a lot of people it was like, you know, most of the time, unless you had like an older brother or, you know, or whoever, you know, a sibling of some sort, it like you get into hardcore through more popular means. You know what I mean?
Yeah. A lot of crappy metalcore, new metal.
Yeah. So
All about that new.
Different for everyone, but
that new.
I'm pretty sure Coolio got me into hardcore.
Nice.
Here's another one. We have Kaylin Winters at CalXTom. Really enjoy the podcast. Great work. Was wondering, how did you all land jobs there at DEATHWISH? We can all tell.
Rich, you should go first.
Why?
Because you've been here the longest.
Oh, okay. We're trying to say I'm old?
No, I'm just saying seniority.
All right. I was in college, and I needed to do an internship. And I emailed DEATHWISH. And at the time, Nicole, who used to work here, I emailed her because they were looking for interns, and I got hired as an intern. And I actually remember my first day interning, because it was, you know, because it's just like, you know, you remember that, those sort of things. I believe Converge just got back from their tour they were doing for You Fail Me. I don't know if it was like the one when the record just came out or a different one, but I remember they just came back, and I helped sort through the merch that came back, and helped folded shirts, and I remember doing that. And I also remember there was it was one of the Dead Man Hands splits just came out, or we just got it in, and we had to hand assemble all those, so I helped hand assemble those too, and I forget which one it was. It must have been the Blacklisted First Blood one, so I remember assembling those. That was my first day. Pretty cool.
I was playing a show, and Trey came up to me and was like, "Dude, you're so sick. You need to work for DEATHWISH." No, they made a Facebook post, which I'm sure is the way that most of us did this, but they made a Facebook post asking, like, they were like, "Oh, we need like a part-time person to do mail order or whatever," and it had like the requirements, and I was like, "Oh, I can do that." And I was working at Newbury Comics at the time, and I hated it, and so I was like, "This is a sick opportunity. I love DEATHWISH, or like grew up on a lot of these records. Like, I'm sure that would be fun, even though it's really far away. It's like cool." And so I like sent in an email that like requested like whatever information, you know, like work background, like can you lift like heavy things, like stuff like that. And I think Rich or maybe like Jake or someone emailed me back and was like, "When can you come in for an interview?" Or it might have been Janelle actually at the time. And I gave them an availability. And then the morning that I left for the interview, I there was this girl who was visiting me who I was seeing at the time, and that morning we had a really, really, really bad breakup, and it was like, it made me not unable to like shower in time and be actually prepared for the interview. And so I was like driving to the interview literally from dropping off this girl who I had just broken up with at a bus station, and it was like the roughest morning ever. And I got there and I was like trying to like stay composed, and I killed the interview apparently because I got hired. And I didn't like cry or anything, but it was so weird. And the first day I was at DEATHWISH, I just remember that I was instructed to fold and roll belts, and I did that.
Nice.
That's an awesome story.
That's all right.
I mean, it sucks that happened, but I know what you mean.
Yeah. It was interesting, but
Yeah.
definitely shitty.
Mark,
Cool.
how'd you get the job?
I saw a post on the Bridge 9 board about how they were looking for interns, and I was in school at the time looking to get like school credit, and I started the internship in like January, and then I found out that since I go to a community college, they pretty much told me getting credit for an internship at a community college is pointless because that credit rarely ever transfers to when you try to get your bachelor's degree at a four-year school. So I just sort of went with it because I figured that I wanted to get a job like this for a long time, and then I just figured that it was worth, just working there and not getting paid, even though I was driving an hour. But luckily, like a month and a half or 2 months after coming like 2 or 3 days a week, they offered me a job. So that was really great. And since you guys said what you did on your first day, I guess it was, the midnight before I got it there, it was the pre-order went up for the TOUCHE pianos Become the Teeth split, and those all needed to be assembled. So that was that. I remember not sitting down and just doing it for a really long time, and my neck seriously hurt like it's never hurt ever before. I also remember Trey offering to buy me lunch, and I was just nice and said no. And then he was like, well, I'm never going to ask you again, so you just missed your shot. And I was starving.
Oh my god.
And I remember being so hungry. I was like, fuck, I should have said yes. Nice.
Classic Trey.
Chris, what about you?
Okay, so pretty much Jake posted on Facebook that they were hiring for a mail order, and at the time I didn't have a job, so I was like, oh well, this is like a good opportunity, I'll apply, send my resume. And I sent my resume to Jake, and I got an email back saying that they filled the position, and I was super bummed out. And then I think a week went by, and then he emailed me, and he was like, so I think we're gonna hire a second person. Would you be available for an interview? And so I think Jake was on tour at the time, so I interviewed with Janelle, but it turned out to be everyone in the office just asking me questions. So it was pretty stressful, but ended up getting the job and doing mail order for a year, and then now I work with Rich.
That must suck.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
I remember
pretty much
I saw a post on the B9 also, like Mark, and I was just depressed, unemployed, just playing in musicals to get money. And I saw the post and I was like, I'll apply, whatever. I won't get it, but whatever. So I came in and interviewed with Jake, and I got it. And that was cool.
Thanks for your questions. Again, you can email us at deathtalk@deathwishing.com, or you can use the hashtag AskDeathTalk on Twitter. So we check those all the time. So feel free, hit us up. All right, what we're into. Casey, you want to start? Why don't you start?
All right, I'll start. I've been playing this game called Dark Souls 2 a lot. I've had it for a really long time, but up until recently, I hadn't been as into it. And then I was just like, man, I have like a PlayStation in my room, and I'm usually not doing much anyway, so I might as well like kill time doing that. And yeah, it's like this very, if anyone's unfamiliar with it, it's a very difficult game developed by From Software. It's kind of, that's the appeal to it, since I guess it's a response to many video games today being kind of easy and just guiding you along and not really requiring much effort or skill to get past things. And like, it takes me, like, I was stuck on a boss for literally months because it was so hard, and I would even like watched walkthroughs and I couldn't do it.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you hate when it happens, but this game, it's so unforgiving that when you actually do accomplish something or are able to overcome an obstacle like that, it's insanely rewarding. And that feeling I haven't found in a game in so long, because they're mostly like, you know, easy. You can't even like adjust the difficulty or anything. And it's, I don't know, I like it a lot. It's really fun. I've been also getting, like, I used to be really into video games, and now I'm trying to kind of get more into that world again, since I feel like it's something I'm still interested in.
Am I influencing you?
No, but
okay.
I mean, sorry, but they're like it's not even just me playing the game. When I'm not playing the game and I'm eating lunch or something, I'm watching like speed runs of the game or like just like different things, like people talking about it. It's pretty unhealthy and weird, but like that's where I'm at right now. It's a pretty cool game.
Yeah, I watch a ton of like Twitch things and like YouTube videos. I think it's wicked cool.
I've been getting into Twitch TV a lot. Like, I think I probably talked about it in the last podcast, how when I was on tour, I was exposed to Twitch, and I was just like, oh my god, it seems like it's kind of like taking the place of certain programs that like G4 used to have, except it's like on demand kind of and live. And I used to love G4, so it's kind of filling the void that it left.
Yeah, it's very cool. Mark, why don't you go?
I've been listening to the new Title Fight record, obviously, called Hyperview. It's really good. It's a nice change of pace. I like that they're always doing different shit. So for some reason you haven't checked it out, you should. It's awesome.
Very cool. I was doing... I've been playing Codename Steam on the Nintendo 3DS. It's really cool. It's a strategy game made by the people that make the Fire Emblem series, which you guys have no clue what I'm talking about. But if you like Nintendo games, you know what I'm talking about. It's fantastic. The demo just came out. The game doesn't even come out until March, but it's awesome, and I cannot wait to get that. So that's what I'm into. Chris, Caleb, what about you guys?
I'll go. So I've been watching the show Helix. It's on Netflix.
I think I've seen that. I don't remember.
Yeah, it's actually like a sci-fi. It's like on the Sci-Fi Channel. But it's pretty good. It's the same creators of Battlestar.
Battlestar is sick.
Yes, exactly. So it has a very much like a Battlestar feel. Pretty much like it's like about the CDC, and they're like trying to figure out like this disease or virus or whatever. And it's pretty cool.
Nice. Caleb, what about you?
I just recently got my U-Turn audio turntable.
Oh, you finally got it.
It's in, baby. It's awesome. So I've just been pretty much listening to that. Yeah, watching a lot of movies, just snowed in activities.
What was the first record that you put on the turntable? What's your like go-to record?
Well, I listened to a test press for my band, which is
oh wow,
just because I mixed it and knew how it sounds. So that's kind of like a douchey answer, but I also listened to Floral Green. That was one of the first ones I listened to just because it was out already. I just got the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack, so that put that on. That's awesome.
Mondo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't you just miss out on a Mondo thing?
He didn't miss out. Someone spilled beer on his stuff.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. That's what.
Oh
it was.
yeah,
Okay.
I had some friends over and they spilled beer all over my Mondo collection. So that's awesome.
But he didn't cry.
I didn't
I already
cry,
asked.
Bunch of
but it
jerks.
was very awkward. I got very silent, and you could cut the tension with a knife.
Oh, man.
Only one record was ruined, my Jurassic Park soundtrack, which is a fucking bummer. But they all smell a little bit, which is annoying.
All right. Well, I think that's about it for our podcast this week. You can subscribe on iTunes. Just search Deathwish Inc. or in your preferred podcast application. You can also listen to these on YouTube. Just go to youtube.com/Deathwish Inc. And again, if you want to email us a question, just email us deathtalk@deathwishing.com. Or you can just use the hashtag AskDeathTalk, and we'll be checking that all the time. So yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for sending in your questions. Keep them coming, and we'll see you again next time.